Hello, Imaginers. Thank you for tuning in live. Please let me know that you can hear me, that you can see me, that you can see everybody up on screen. There is a bunch of us today, and this is a lot of fun. We're going to have a fantastic conversation, and you're going to learn some things about, what's going on with Imagen, but you're also going to learn some things about your photos that you submitted for the Imagen challenge. As even if you didn't submit, you're going to learn something about photography that you may not have known before. My name is Scott Wyden Kivowitz, and I am the community manager here at Imagen. If we haven't met before, it is nice to meet you now. My goal here is to help you get the most out of Imagen so you can spend less time worrying about the tedious post-production and focus more on what you love to do. And so I see there are a lot of people watching already. There are a lot of comments. For some reason, the comments are not coming into Restream, which is where we're streaming from. Usually it does. It is not right now. So unfortunately, I can't bring up any comments on screen. I don't know what's happening with that. But I do have your comments loaded. I have YouTube loaded on a separate screen. So I don't know what's going on. Why? Usually I would be able to bring your comments up on screen. So I apologize. Hopefully that pops in sooner than later. What if I go like this? Let's see what happens. Yeah, see? No comments will display here because it's not bringing the comments in. Don't know what's happening there. So I do see a lot of you are sharing where you're tuning in from. Please keep that going. I love seeing it. We got people from Pittsburgh, Austria, New York, Ecuador. Oh man, there's so many. India, Barcelona, Phoenix, Arizona, more India, Switzerland. Yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming. We love seeing where everybody's coming from. Philly is in the house. Yeah, I really wish. It drives me nuts that with this bug because I love being able to bring this stuff on screen. So that kind of bothers me a little bit. But if you are brand new to Imagen, welcome. We are so glad you are here with us, tuning in and hanging out and all of that fun stuff. And yeah, I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them in the comments. Again, I will be monitoring my laptop for those questions since I can't see them in Restream. If you happen to be watching the replay, you'll know you are because it says I was live instead of I am live. Just comment with the word replay if you're watching the word replay so we know that you are watching the replay. With that, before we dive in and share who all these beautiful faces are up on screen, there's some news to share with Imagen, and that is that subject mask settings is available as well as the updated subject mask algorithm. So subject mask has been out in beta for quite some time now. It has gone through some stages. We have made improvements over time. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you what that looks like. And let's see, what looks better, guys? Do you like this better? Or do you like this better? Or this better? I like this one, but we're sort of cutting off the bottom a little bit. Yeah?
Looks good to me.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm going with this one. I'm going with this one.
Okay.
I made my decision.
That one looks
I
good.
don't like when things get cut off. Okay, so subject mask settings. Oh, did I just hit stop sharing? No, it didn't. Okay. So subject mask settings. Here's a photo that I shot. This is a proposal session that I did. And if I go and look at the mask, you can see that Imagen has masked the couple here perfectly. So when we first came out, there was it was beta, so there was some bugs that we had to solve, and we did. And now we've made a whole bunch of improvements over the past few months since subject mask has been available. and now it is really, really accurate, even with the hair and things like that. It's very accurate. And what's happening is that we are making a decision for you. We are looking at the profile that's being used, and we are making a decision of what edit should be done based on the profile that's being used. Now, you might say right now, by looking at it, and I agree completely if you're agreeing with me, that the whites are actually too bright. So what I would do is I would actually bring down the whites here so I can see more detail in his shirt and her dress. So I'm paying attention right now of this number, this -24. That is the only adjustment I am making to this subject mask right now. So what I would do in this case is I would now go into, Imagen, right? And I actually have to close Lightroom now in order to do this because, and I'm going to stop screen sharing and I'm going to bring up just Imagen so it's easier to see. Okay, so now I can actually go and create a new project. Choose that same, choose the same catalog, whatever it was. I can choose whatever collection or folder. And here, under Subject Mask, you can see there's an Edit button. And I can now edit the settings, just like we have profile adjustments where you can edit your entire profile. I can go in and I can say, I want to do -20 or -23. I'm going to go to -20 because you never know. There might be some that don't need as much on my whites. I want to make sure that Imagen is always reducing the whites based on what it's doing with my profile as well, because your profile might be different. So again, you have to pay attention to what is happening with your profile. And you hit Save Settings, and now you can see here that Subject Mask has some adjustments. Okay. Now this, just like profile adjustments, is a real-time instant change, which means that I could actually go back to my project. And I can actually go here and hit, oh, by the way, I can go here. Forgot about that. I can go here and hit Subject Mask Settings. I don't have to go into a new project. But I can go and I can just hit re-download my edits. And real time, instant. It doesn't need to re-edit. It doesn't need to create a new project. You just go back in there. Let me open Lightroom. And what's happening now is we have re-downloaded the project with those changes in place. So let me go back to Lightroom, share screen again. Okay, so now we're back in Lightroom and I can go to the same photo, go to the mask, and now you can see that whites are -20. If you recall, I brought it down to -23. So if you look at the edit history on the left side, you'll see that we have updated it again. So Imagen did the edit, I made my change, and then I re-downloaded with the Subject Mask settings to see the difference. So you can see the edit history is all in here. So Subject Mask is greatly improved from the original beta that we created. It's still in beta right now. We now have Subject Mask settings out, and we are happy to share that we are getting close to wrapping up the beta, and pretty soon Subject Mask will be out of beta. So if you want to try Subject Mask, now is the time to try it while it is free in beta to see if you like it, see if you want to use it in your projects and things like that. So that's a lot in Subject Mask. I don't know how I knocked that out in about 10 minutes. Let me just check if there's any questions, anything going on that I need to address. What is Fer listening to? He is jamming. What are you listening to?
It's John Butler Trio. It's a band from Australia. I love those guys. Yeah.
Nice. Man, it's really bothering me that the chat is not coming in here. I don't know why. That is so weird.
Maybe it's because there's so many of us.
I don't know. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Very strange. I don't know. It's bothering me. Just because I like being able to bring people's questions up on screen, and now I can't, and I have to look down in order to check the YouTube thread. Okay. If I miss your question in the live chat, please just ask it again so that I can definitely get to it. Okay. Let's talk about who's here. So Michelle, you want to share a little bit about yourself?
You would ask me to go first. I was gonna only share like as much as the other people. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna create it by the time they get to me, and then you pick on me first. Okay, so I'm Michelle Harris. I'm a DC and destination wedding and boudoir photographer, and I'm obsessed with Imagen. I don't know what else I'm supposed to tell them because that's how I feel and who I am.
Nice. That's good.
Works for me.
Sam?
Okay, unmuting myself. Sorry, I'm currently on the road with my friend Nathan. We are going to take 1 billion headshots together in an event in DC. So I apologize if I have to duck out early, but I'm a wedding photographer based in DC and I actually live in Baltimore. So I'm between these two cities quite often. And that's all I have to say. Thanks everyone for being here. I'm so sorry that my camera's so shaky and disorienting, but everyone else looks amazing. And yeah, I'm really excited to see the results of this competition. It was nice to have, an awards thing that had a really clear directive is like what people were looking for in terms of like something really funny.
Yeah.
And I really loved reading like all of our quotes about like why laughter is important in a photo or something to that effect. That was also really interesting. I don't know if we have those still. Maybe you guys just use that on social media. I don't know. But yeah. Hi.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of the as when we pull up the slides, you'll see a lot of the descriptions from the Instagram posts. Chloe.
Hi guys, I'm Chloe Ramirez. I've been photographing for about 13 years now. I'm a wedding and some family. They always say to niche down, but my niche is love. So love looks different for everyone. So yeah, that's what I do.
Awesome. And Fer.
Hi guys, you can find me on OnlyFans. That's there. Yeah, I've been doing this for 17 years, and so happy to be here and still getting enough work each year.
And if you are a listener of our podcast Workflows, on July 1st, Fer's episode drops. So be sure to tune in to that episode. It's a fantastic conversation that I can't wait to get out into the world. Last but not least, Marisa.
Hi, I'm Marisa Martins. I'm from Lisbon, Portugal. I'm based here. And I'm a wedding and family photographer. I do mostly documentary, and I love to capture the families in their environment and like in real life, no posing, just capturing how they live their lives. And I love
Awesome.
Imagen. It changed my life, really.
Awesome. I see, again, I'm sorry I have to look down. I'm sorry I'm going to be looking down a lot today because of this. There is a question. Is there a way to only edit the white balance with Imagen? It works so well, and sometimes I'll only need this feature. Yes, there is. There is. Hold on. I'll show this real quick, and then we'll keep going.
Profile adjustments would allow for that, right?
Exactly. So if you open up, let me open up the share the screen. Okay. So here's the Imagen app. You go to your profile and you right click, you click on the 3 dot here, you click adjust AI profile, and then you can go to basic and you can adjust your white balance and tint and pretty much every parameter that Lightroom gives you in the develop module. Again, like I showed with subject mesh settings, this is an instant real-time change. You don't have to re-edit. You don't have to send a new project. You just make your change and then go to an existing project with that profile and re-download your edits, and those changes will be there. So that's that. Great question. Thank you for asking that question. Please keep the questions coming. And okay, so the Imagen challenge was a lot of fun. We had it going on for like 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. There are multiple sponsors that took part in this challenge. Multiple companies that have provided products for the winners, which is amazing. So we have Fujifilm, Stella Pro, Unscripted app, PickTime, Spider Holster, and of course Imagen, that have all contributed to what the winners are going, the finalists are going to win. However, also worth mentioning that all 12 finalists are getting an Imagen swag bag, no matter which place they finish. So I hope They enjoy that. Now we're going to do a quick round of questions. And I'm picking at random. So, Michelle, I'm not picking on you. Fer, you're going to answer. I love what you're going to answer. I know you're going to answer good with this one.
Come on.
In your
Okay.
opinion,
Yeah.
what role does humor play in photography?
Well, for me, it's a must. A wedding can be so boring, or so just romantic. And if we're only focusing on one feeling, we're gonna miss so many opportunities. So for me, humor, it's if a waiter is having a great time, I'm gonna be there. It's one of my top activated radars. So yeah, please watch a lot of sitcoms and movies that get inspired so you can capture them in real life.
Yes. So, Marisa, how difficult or easy is it to capture humor effectively in a photograph?
Mainly because it has to be truthful. You cannot you cannot interfere. You have to wait for the perfect time, and for that moment to happen, you have to wait and to be prepared and really understand what is going to happen. And for me, I always wait to capture that moment. And in order to become memorable, it has to really people have to react to it.
Awesome. Let's see. Let's go with Sam. What is one piece of advice you'd like to give to future participants?
Oh, I'm assuming a different kind of challenge. Are you guys planning to change it up every time, or do you know yet? Or is humor always going to be the?
Yeah, I don't think we know yet.
You don't know, so it's kind of hard to give advice. Other than to say, everybody hates social media, but I do find it as a filter for surfacing sort of photos that are, I personally think are really good, and photos that everybody else also agrees that are really good. It's nice when you have that convergence. So, use it as a rough approximation to sort of help filter what is likely to be a good performer in a competition of some kind. But don't rely solely on it. It's just another avenue of input, because it is sort of a weird voting system. It's completely fucked up and weird because it's all driven by algorithms nobody knows about. But again, as a method of kind of filtering maybe your top 20 or something like that, and then you kind of go with your instinct, I think that's really effective. And I use that all the time in curating blog posts and portfolio worthy options. And I'm knee deep in that process right now, trying to surface my best and favorite photos for a website redesign. So I think about that. And I use a tool called Iconosquare to more easily visualize kind of the historical data of all my social media posts.
Awesome.
Scott, am I able to also answer this question? I know that you probably have another one for me.
Yeah, go ahead.
But one of the things I would tell people is to pay attention to the actual theme of said contest, because there was quite a few were going through it, and I was like, "Is this a sunset? This is not funny. Like what? This is not for this competition." So like, pay attention to what we're looking for, so that we can accurately judge on it.
So that actually, my next question you just answered, ironically. My next question was going to be, what's a common mistake that you think participants can avoid in future challenges? And I think that pretty much.
Like that's. I was so confused like 3 or 4 times. I was like, maybe they meant a different post, and I looked around too, and I was like, nope, they meant this one.
Yeah.
Can I say something about that, Scott?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I saw lots of photos of people laughing out loud, but the main purpose was to make the viewer laugh, not people on the photo laughing. Not it could be a funny situation, but has to make the viewer laugh, not portraying people laughing. Okay, it's another mistake.
Nice. Yeah. So my last question then is for Chloe. What do you think sets the Imagen challenge apart from other photography contests that you've seen or participated in?
Yeah, no, I think it's great. It had a clear direction. There was a clear theme. Sometimes it's a little too broad. It's on composition or something, which could go a million different ways. And having this larger panel is so great too, because we're all going to see things that, maybe Marisa sees something as a documentary photographer that I wouldn't see as someone who heavily touches everything in my image as a creator. So I think that's really great to have such a wide variety of people on the panel and having such a clear direction.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There are a couple of more questions in the live chat that I'm going to get to, and then we'll dive right into the runners up and all that stuff. Okay. John, how does Imagen handle an edit with two different shooters on two different platforms, Nikon, Sony, with two different lighting styles, off-camera, flash, and ambient in the same edit? So if you're, long story short, I like to say diversity creates diversity. If you're creating a profile edited with multiple cameras, multiple lenses, multiple lighting styles, and the final result is, your consistent editing style, if you create a profile with all that diversity, it will be able to handle it for you in the future. If your editing style is completely different between the off-camera flash and the ambient light, then you might want to create two different profiles. But if you're consistent, Imagen will learn your consistency. We'll learn what you're doing in camera to handle those situations and what you're doing, to edit and finalize your photos. So it can definitely handle that.
Can I piggyback on that real quick?
Yeah, definitely.
So I have an associate team, and they shoot with all different types of different cameras, and sometimes their flashes aren't the best or whatever, things happen. And I have to edit them consistently, regardless of who shot it, what camera, and all those different types of things. And I know for sure, like, my profile has been incredible at doing that. I'm pretty sure that all of the talents will absolutely do that, because we've fed it so much information in order to create the talent profile. So it really is amazing at making them as consistent as possible with those challenges.
Yeah, definitely. While this topic's come up, I'm going to throw this QR code up on screen. Please join the Imagen community if you're not already in there. You'll find all of these faces there in the community, but you will also find so many other Imaginers that are constantly sharing their work, their tips, their final edits, things like that in the community. So definitely join me there. I am the community manager there, so you'll see me there every single day interacting with people. So head over there. It's on Facebook, and we'd love to have you there. So yes. Next one. There's one more question that I saw there. What are some upcoming features or products you're working on, if you're allowed to spill some of your secrets? So we've got lots coming. We have got an announcement coming out very soon, probably today or tomorrow, with what's going on in June, and
I'm pretty excited for you guys.
So. Thank you. All right.
Hi.
So let's see. No more questions there. Okay. Man, it really bothers me that I have to look down at this. Okay, let's pull up on screen. Let's talk about some of these photos. So, can you guys all see that clearly, or you need me to make it bigger? Let's do this.
Good.
How's that?
I love this one.
So, you guys want to feel free to just chime in on. You can still hear me, okay? Right? Because I'm not on screen right now.
Yeah,
you good.
Okay. Feel free to just chime in, talk about what you guys thought about this photo before we move into the next one.
Excellent framing.
Can I say something?
Hilarious. Yeah. By the way, guys, I actually have to bow out. I have to go now. I'm at the Watergate Hotel for the shoot. So so sorry. I can't stay longer. But love you all. I wish I could look through every photo with everybody, but I got to roll.
Bye, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay. Bye,
bye,
guys.
Sam. Bye.
All right.
Scott,
Yeah, go ahead.
can I say something about this image?
Yeah.
I think what I'm always looking for is to make memorable photos that stay in the mind of the viewer, because we are always seeing so many photos every day. So what stays in your head? And I can tell you this photo remained in my head until today. This morning when I woke up and let me think about my favorite photo, and I thought of this one. So even if I don't know if it's the best, but I remember this one because it's unique.
It totally stood out for me as well when I was looking at these.
Yes.
Like, this would have been great if it were just a regular llama, but like this one is just making the craziest face. And it just made it even better.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
We need to spit. We need to spit like coming our way, like capture it. Yeah.
It's like when you take a water spray bottle and you start spraying water around your clients to add that ambiance, except it's llama spit.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny. Like the first time you look at this photo, you almost don't see the people. You have to like adjust your eyes to realize, oh, you're shooting through the couple. That's amazing. Like I love that. It's so good. Any other comments before we move to the next one?
I always suggest to like take the picture about to kiss, not during the blurry, slimy thing, So if there was a little bit of separation between the couple, I think that we make it a little bit better for me.
Great feedback. All right. Next photo. This is from Misha. Anyone want to?
Yeah, I think without that finger pointing, it would just be two dogs and somebody in a dress. But it looks like a wedding photo to me. I'm not positive, but white dress screams wedding, and she's like, "No, don't jump on me." And the dogs are like, "Oh," but they're like so excited. It just has such good storytelling elements in this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Anything else before we move to the next one? No. All right.
Yeah, the dogs needs to be like that, like yes sir, like they need to pause for it. That's how.
Yeah. That's funny. There was a comment from Christian on the last photo. Between the couple, it's almost a heart. I noticed that too. With that, let me go back to the last one real quick. It is almost a heart.
Yes.
Like if that was a heart, it totally obviously would have like changed the photo completely in a whole nother way. I think it would have amplified a little bit more, but yeah, it was cool. I did notice that. All right. Next photo from Medini.
This photo actually gave me anxiety. Like, I know it's funny, but like I also am am afraid of the ocean as a whole. So like I look at this and
I thought you were going to say the boy holding on to the boat, not the ocean.
No, I'm me. But in my head, like, I'm scared of the ocean, so I'm thinking this little boy's about to fall in there. So I'm like, but his face is absolutely priceless.
Totally priceless, yeah.
Bad parenting. That's the name of this picture. Yeah, I think if you go lower, like so the kids yelling or anxiety face will be a little bit bigger than the about to kiss. Remember that, guys, about to kiss, not the freaking kiss. Yeah, that would be my suggestion.
Nice. Let's see. Kat said, "I'm scared of babies." I don't know why you're scared of babies.
Chucky, that's Chucky.
That's funny. Yeah, I agree that the lower perspective, just like if you're photographing a kid, otherwise you're getting down low typically. So even when you're on a boat, getting down low is still like definitely could have, it would have changed the perspective of the photo completely. And that like, the boy's face in your face could have been right at the lens could have been a really cool thing, but definitely hilarious. Definitely a little anxiety building. So, right there with you. Megan's photo.
Oh man.
Speaking of spit.
We need a llama on the background.
Yeah. I think it's the expression of the baby because she's having a good time with this moment that makes the photo. She's like she's laughing of what had just happened.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just
Yeah.
amazing. I just feel so bad for her.
But question for you guys: if you were that mom, would you frame this picture
No.
or not? You know, because a lot of times awards represent that. Like as photographers, we love it, but maybe as the clients, we're like, no, skip it. So it's always a little bit of a contradiction. Like if we want to make like shocking images, like or appealing ones. So it's always a trick to balance that.
So if it was a dad photo and it was me holding my child up, I would totally frame that just because it happened. Like there's no denying it happened. It happened. So like, you know, embrace it. That's how I look at it, you know. But
See,
it
I
may not be
probably-
something I display like, you know, right when people walk into my house.
In the bathroom.
Yeah.
That's my thought. I'm like, I know I would probably post this on social media, but I don't know that I'd frame it in my house forever. Maybe like a little one.
Yeah, but in an album, if you have a story, this
In
is
an
an
album,
amazing photo to be in an album
Absolutely.
because you
Yeah.
are telling a story, and this gives you like an instant reaction. So it's very important to like materialize, not just being digital.
You are
So
very
let's push that question to Megan. Megan, if you're watching live, please comment. Did your client purchase the photo for a book, for print, in a frame? Like, what happened?
She's there. She replies.
She's here.
Beautiful.
Mom was obsessed with this image. See? So good. That's great. Okay.
I want to see more of your pictures, Megan. If you have a picture like this on every set, you know, that would be amazing. Yeah.
You can't make the baby throw up at every session.
Maybe that's Megan's specialty. Maybe that's her.
God.
That's her.
Yeah, but these ones are like disruptive images. I love that. You know, if this is the cover of your website, you know, certain kinds of moms will be like, fuck yeah. Or they'll be like, ew, you know. So I applaud that.
Yeah, awesome. All right, photo from Michael.
This is priceless because this happens all the time. When bridesmaids have this in their head, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do this beautiful photo, and it's just gonna go so well," and then this, like, hopefully you have another bottle. But I think the other girl has another bottle, so everything's okay. But like, if you only have one, but this just made me crack up.
You're so right. Like there's, you know, you have the expectations of how this is going to go and they have that picture in their mind. But what's so great about being a wedding photographer is that rarely happens. It's always going to change and be different. So this one's just super fun. And I would be so stoked if I was those bridesmaids.
Yeah.
We need the dress on the foreground, you know, to add more dress to this image.
Yeah.
You're just trying to add anxiety to this image. That's what you're trying to do. That wedding dress anywhere near this bottle popping like this.
Well, let me ask you.
Consequence.
From I know from my point of view, from my perspective, I would have cropped this different. I'm wondering if you, forgetting humor for a second, would you have cropped this different? Because I would have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fill the frame with it. Yeah.
The right side. The right side. It's not contributing anything. Yeah.
Yeah. That was my thought too. Awesome. Yeah. See, we're on.
I also, if you, if you miss the feet, I'd crop at the knees. So that would have just happened regardless.
Cool. See, Christian in the comments said I was going to ask you guys about the framing. So, and John says I now shoot champagne with a 70 to 200 to keep my distance. What do you guys do? Do you guys do something similar?
No. I go close as I can.
I do too.
The 35,
30.
Yeah,
35.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're outside, I got space. Why not? But I still think it would be more like a 50, 85. I don't think it's that deep.
Yeah. I mean, I figure at this point in careers, if you're used to the champagne splashing all over your equipment, you should carry the champagne cleaning equipment with you. So to clean all that off your
We
off
could
your
market
legs.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. New product coming out 2024.
You keep.
Yeah. It's just a baby wipe, but we're gonna brand it as champagne cleaning.
Wow. Alexander said, I'd love to get that champagne all over me.
All right. Well, that's the wrong
All
kind of
right.
live stream.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
28 millimeter. Wow. Love free drink. Got it. Okay. Joy and Ben. I'm a big fan of like sort of like noir, high contrast black and whites. I love it. I love this type of black and white.
It definitely help you focus on what's happening in it. It would be a little bit more distracting if the the blacks and everything weren't so dark.
Yeah. I think in one side it's very timeless. It's like you can never understand even when this happened. This photo could have like 30 years or 50 years or now. It's timeless. And in the other hand, I don't like people are camera aware in my photos. That's a thing for me. But I love the situation about the kids, and I would be all over the kids, only the kids.
I think that it would be a little bit more powerful if it were cropped in a little bit, because of the seats on both sides, and you don't really need their legs in order to tell the story. So I mean, if we were able to crop them all in a little bit, I think it would be a little bit more powerful, immediately powerful.
Yeah, I remember seeing this image and I really liked it. I just didn't like that his I think it was his left foot was clipped a little bit. And then again, like the chairs on the sides, but kind of backing off of the camera aware. I do kind of like that the older generation is looking, because I feel like they are typically pretty camera aware. And then the kids are just like done. I think some of that gives it a little storytelling element, but
I mean, the two different expressions are one thing. Like he looks annoyed and she's just beaming. So it's just so comical, all the different things happening in this photo.
I'm curious what your thoughts are on what looks like the the glasses case under the couch and the handbag. To me, the glasses case under the couch is kind of bothering me. The handbag bothers me, but not as much as the glasses case. What are your thoughts on would you have gone through the effort of removing it, or would you have just left it?
I don't remove anything.
I mean in post, not necessarily disrupting the scene, but in post.
Portraits, yes. Not something like this. I don't think I would.
No.
All right.
No removing.
No removing. Yeah. I mean, documentary style, gotta keep it real. All right.
I love this one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So cool.
It is funny. She said the truth is that this situation does not happen often. Seeing it was quite surreal. I mean, yeah. If it happened often, I would question what's going on. This is great.
Yeah. I love this image because sometimes during workshops or when you chat with other photographers, it's like, how was your wedding of last weekend? Oh, it was boring. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
And this happens, so if you only become like a bubble gum to your bride and groom, you're gonna be like too TD. So if nothing's happening in one room, go to the next one and the next one until you go to the freaking parking lot or to the kitchen with the chef. So there's no boring weddings. There's only boring wedding photographers. So
it's true.
Yep.
Always walk, guys.
Awesome. I kind of question why nobody is there. Oh, no, there's a guy. He's just hard to see.
Yeah.
I just realized he is there. Yeah, because at first glance you're like, why is there nobody there to help him in case he falls? But just he's hiding out. Awesome. Okay. Again, I love this black and white style. It gives me all the feels when I see that black and white. Emma and Rich. This photo always makes me smile. Well, how could it not? How could it not?
I remember there were two similar images like this one.
Yeah.
But this one won for me because the lower angle and the expression on the dude, so yeah, you don't have to tell the whole story. The mind fills the gap, like the bride's face, so yeah, this one's powerful.
The
Yes.
composition's so great. Her toes pointed, and then him in the back mirroring the opposite direction. It's just kind of like fun and quirky, and this doesn't happen at weddings. And I love that it happened at this one. It's just so fun.
The only
Even the
wedding that I've
lights are
go ahead.
moving your eye towards where you should look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the
Oh,
lights.
yeah.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. And both balls are like separated from the floor as well, like a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's magic.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of life
I think
happening.
the only thing that's a little distracting is like that top left, like the tree thing. Like if that were not there, it would just make it a little bit better. But like that's being super picky.
Yeah.
Of all the weddings
Doesn't
I've ever
bother
been to
me.
my life, only my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's wedding is where I could have seen this happen. Because it's totally their style. This is totally what they would have done. So, and now they're expecting a baby.
Oh.
Yay! Congratulations.
Thanks. Oliver. Speaking of babies.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
They're not merging the complementary colors, the expressions, and just a freaking baby going wild. I love that. Yeah.
Just anxiety inducing again. To be honest. I was so glad to like read the caption. It was like, no one was hurt. And I was like, okay, because I like my thought process is I'm like, I just want to get through here and go get this baby off the floor.
It's funny because like the caption, you would think the caption would say, "Don't worry, the baby was not hurt," but really he's saying like the dancers were not hurt.
Right. Ridiculous.
So funny. I'm just checking the comments real quick while you guys chat about this. Make sure I didn't miss anything.
What I like about this image is I didn't have to read the caption to know that like what was going on. And I think those are the images that really stood out to me in this competition, where I could just look at it, know what's going on, have some sort of reaction to it. Hopefully funny or, some sort of comedic element. But yeah, this one, no notes. This is great. I guess the only notes I would say, I might, just because this is such a strong image, clone those two little dots above the guy in the front, his head, because my eye kind of goes over there. But again, that is picky too, but just if I had to have any notes.
Awesome. All right. I think we're coming to the end of the of all the finalists. So, Andre, I think it's Andre. If I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Sometimes it's complicated. Okay. Again, giving me all the feels with this black and white. I love this style, black and white. Even the water looks like, I love that, like deep monochromatic contrast. So it might
this is a great example of people that doesn't like to use a great depth of field and only use shallow depth of fields, and they lose photos like this because of that. They are photographing at 1.4 or 1.8, and they miss because everything is blobby. There's no storytelling about this. And the only way to get this kind of layering and to understand the expressions of people in the background, in the middle, and here, it's to really risk and go to I love it, but I know lots of people are afraid to go there. 7.1 or 9, whatever.
Yep. I kind of relate to the dude that's jumping because of his hairy back. I know it adds to the humor when you see a hairy dude, the back of a hairy dude. So I totally relate to this from that standpoint. I love like the subtlety of like the women in the background filming the dude jumping in, and the fact that this had to have been like I'm trash the dress type of situation here. It looks like it's the groom and the bride, but it looks like she's wearing a wedding dress. Kind of hard to tell, but yeah.
Yeah.
When
I mean, it says wedding shot, so
yeah.
the,
When my wife,
I love everything about it too.
yeah, when my wife and I got married in Mexico, it was a very hot night, and the night before our wedding, we watched another wedding happen, and the party was in the same spot where our party was going to be, surrounding this gorgeous pool, and we watched the bride just jump right in. And she was so hot and sweaty and gross, she's just like, "Screw it, the wedding's done, the party's starting, I'm jumping in." And I'm like, "Hey, Melissa, are you gonna do the same thing?" And no, she didn't want to jump in. Anyway, so fun story. All right, Jano. This is awesome. Typically, it's funny. Whenever I see weddings like this, they're typically in colors. Not too often I see these in black and white because of how colorful those weddings are. So I'm a little surprised that this one is black and white, but I still like it. It's still a lot of fun to watch, to look at. So, what do you guys think?
Yeah, when you get like an emotional pattern, like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people smiling at the same time, you're gonna get anyone's attention. So yeah, that and you're feeling the frame with emotions. So that's always magical.
Awesome.
I like the framing of it, but I feel like there's just a lot of distortion, like a lot, and some of it may not even be necessary. Like it could be cropped out some, because like I feel like the main focuses are the what is it, like 5 people there in the middle that are laughing, and like it's cool the guy on the side is, but like they're just kind of like that one guy's head is just really exaggerated from the left side.
Yep.
So just not so sure that we need all of that to frame this moment.
Yeah, it's like he had a very wide lens and got right up in there, which I understand.
Right.
A 35 would have been less distorted, and he still could have been pretty close. This is probably more like a 20, 24, somewhere around there is my guess.
Yeah. Got
Even less. I think it's less,
Think
like a
it's less?
15, 16.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
The 24 is not so distorted.
Andre said, yes, it was a bride and groom. She did not plan on swimming that day, but the groom did. So now I want to know the story.
He
Did
planned
he push her in?
I love it.
That was about this photo, by the way. Okay, let's go to the next one. And this is the last photo before we dive into the winners. Okay, so Pedro, we had a lot of black and whites from this, in the finalists. That's really interesting. First thing that catches my eye in this is the blurry, like champagne glass, wine glass, whatever it is. I don't know my glasses. And, that it distracts me a little bit. But other than that, obviously it's a very inviting photo to just look at and laugh with, because and smile with,
I like this one because this is, it's not typical. It's a typical wedding photo, right? You're getting the reaction, you're getting the speaker. And I love that the speaker is included in this. I felt like it was a really thoughtful composition. And I do agree about the wine glass. That would be a quick, easy remove, since you wouldn't need to do it in every single image that you deliver from this set part of the wedding. But for this one, it's such a strong image, just doing a quick little remove in Photoshop.
Yep. Anything else before we move on?
I like this. It's a tiny mini universe that that when you're having a shitty day with your partner, you're gonna see this image and
Yeah,
you can say, yeah, we can make better. Let's get hopeful. I think.
Yeah, I love that.
definitely.
Yeah, and the framing is perfect. I love in the background. I think it's perfect.
Awesome. All right. The third place winner. Now, we've already done a whole bunch of feedback on every photo, but maybe as we share the winners, if you guys can share, like maybe why you rated it as high as you did or selected this one as a potential winner. I know we've shared a lot of feedback, but if you have anything additional you want to share with each, please go ahead. The winner of for the third place won 5,000 Imagen credits, 6 months of PicTime's advanced plan, unscripted app 1 year subscription, Spider Holster's Spider Monkey accessory clip, and the Imagen swag bag. So,
Are you sending that to the judges as well? Yeah.
you gotta talk to Zoe and Jonathan about that.
We're jealous.
So the third place winner is Megan. So congratulations, Megan. Do I have a cheer thing? I do here.
Yeah. Bravo, Megan. Bravo.
So, Megan, you won all of the stuff that you see up on screen. Congratulations. I think Jonathan will probably be in touch with that. And do you guys have anything you want to add about this, of like, why you might have chosen this, why you might have rated as high as you did when you were doing all the judging?
For me, this is one that like it would be easy to be like, oh my gosh, and like not be present in the moment as a photographer. Sometimes we forget, and we're just being a human and we forget to take the photo. So I love that this was captured and included in the gallery. Humans, we display a full range of emotion, and this is such a joyful image for the baby and such a traumatizing one for the mom. She'll never forget, and it's documented.
I completely agree with that. I think that's one of the main reasons why I loved it, because I know how easy it is to just be like, oh gosh, and just put your camera down instead. But she actually still just was going for it, and I love it.
I love the contradiction of the beautiful light, the beautiful scene, and bam. So usually this light, it's just to show the romantic part of life, right? So yeah, this can be romantic for some weirdos, but yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay. The second place winner. So the second place winner won a Stella Pro Reflex light, 10,000 Imagen credits, 6 months of PicTime's advanced plan, a year subscription of unscripted app, Spider Holster Spider Monkey accessory clip, and an Imagen swag bag. All right. So the winner for second place is Andre. So congratulations. Here, let's do the.
Yeah, congratulations.
So, I wish I had a drum roll for the next one, but I don't have a drum roll sound effect. I should add one. So, what do you? Yeah, anything additional you want to share about why you voted this one up so high in the judging?
This one has everything. It's got movement, it's got expression, it's such a thoughtful composition. It just has everything, total package.
Yeah, no merging, that's important too. And the expression.
And I mean, they were smart for turning this black and white. I'm sure there's a million colors in this, but by editing it this way really helped us focus on the emotion and everything that's going on in this photo easily.
I have to say, as we brought the photo back, not only is it a beautiful black and white, but the black and white covers the full gradient, right? I mean, there's like blacks and there's whites, all within the photo. And even the white behind, in front of the leg is still separated from the leg. So the separation is fantastic all throughout. So not that I judged it, but additional thought.
And that it goes against what it's trendy now in wedding photography. I love that. That nowadays it's the editorial. Everybody wants to look like a freaking Vogue model or whatever. And so bravo for stories.
Yes. Awesome. So the first place winner, and Let me just pull it up. First place winner won a Fujifilm X T5 kit with an XF 18-55 lens, 15,000 Imagen credits, 1 year of PicTime Advanced Plan, unscripted apps, an year subscription, spider holster, spider monkey accessory, clip set, and an Imagen swag bag. So the winner for that one, hold on. I haven't looked at these ahead of time, by the way. So, Oliver.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
the photo that gave Michelle major anxiety still won first place. So congratulations, Oliver, for winning first place in that. Would you guys have anything else you want to share about this one? Why you voted, so highly for this one?
I think because it didn't need to be told what happened. Like you can easily see exactly why this would be like a oh my god like moment that could be like funny. Somebody go get the baby, like without needing anything special to really show what it is, what's happening.
There's almost two funny things happening here, because
Yeah.
you've got the couple in the background, obviously looking down at the baby, which is hilarious, and the baby is there, which is hilarious. But then the couple in the foreground, they may not even realize that the baby is there. So their faces might just be hilarious, just from naturally being in the moment and in their dance. Like, to me, that says a lot about the photo.
Oh, it totally does.
Anything else you guys want to share about this before we move on?
Like, I just went to Oliver Instagram, and I will say that, please, Oliver, keep it weird. Like, forget about the mega classic portraits that you're sharing, and keep it like this. I think that's your purpose in life.
I agree. This has such a strong voice to it. And I love that lady in the front. Like, without the baby, I feel like this still is kind of a strong photo. And then there's a baby. Like, it couldn't get better. It's amazing.
I think the baby bites that lady, and she's going searching for the victim or something. Yeah.
Awesome. So, as we wrap up, I just want to mention again that we actually are giving everybody, all the finalists, an Imagen swag bag, and there actually are 12 finalists because there was a 3-way tie for 10th place. So we actually went from 10 to 12 finalists. So all 12 of you will be getting an email from Jonathan, I think, with the to make sure we have your address and whatnot of where to send everything. So any and before we wrap things up for sure, and we end the live stream, just as a reminder, let me stop sharing that. Somebody's got I don't know. Somebody's got sound coming from somewhere. I don't know. There is the QR code up on screen again. That's where you can join the Imagen community. You can find out about everything going on in the with Imagen. Talk to other Imaginers. Find future events. All that fun stuff. All in the Imagen community right there. And if you don't already have an Imagen account, you want to give it a try. Here's a QR code and the URL up on screen as well, where you can sign up for 1,000 free edits and give it a try. Two of the beautiful faces we have here right now have their profiles available for everybody to use, and that is Fer and Michelle. That you can give a try and see how their editing style works with your photos if you would like. And again, be sure to listen to Fer's episode, which drops on July 1st from the Workflows podcast. Marisa, Chloe, Fer, and Michelle. Sam's not here anymore, but you guys, thank you so much for joining me and sharing all your thoughts on these photos. I am sure that everybody learned something, even the people who did not make it to the finalists, that did not even submit and are just tuning in to watch. I am sure that they all learned something based on your feedback. Any final thoughts you want to share before we wrap up and end this live stream?
No, just thanks for having us. This has been super fun. I love the live panel. It's been great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that you're gonna do more of these because this was a lot of fun. The whole process was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, and don't take it personal, guys. The critiques are just points of view. We're envy of your images. They were freaking amazing.
Definitely.
Truly.
Anything that we said was just being like dramatic, like, oh, it'd be great if this wasn't here, but like ultimately it made it. Like we went through 180 photos for you to make it to the top. Like is still absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And there was still some that didn't make it to the top that I still are imprinted in my mind that were funny along this. So just because you didn't make it here doesn't mean that your image wasn't great, because there were still some other amazing ones.
Well said, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up right now. And I'm going to edit. And again, I apologize. I couldn't bring anybody's comments up on screen. I don't know what's going on.